Now at 11, the Portland Metro facing a stretch of dangerous heat. How local government's helping people stay cool.
Relax, get your sorts in order, and then go about your day.
Plus, search and rescue volunteers share their experience after helping in Central Texas following devastating flooding. And how the Portland Thorns paid tribute to a local nurse and soccer fan following her tragic death.
Even she would be blown away at being honored at this level.
Our top story tonight is the latest round of serious heat. Today was the hottest day of the year at PDX with highs of 99 degrees. By tomorrow, it's expected to be just as hot, if not a little hotter. Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri has more on how long we'll be under this weather impact alert. And Joe, we saw a few places even hit the triple digits earlier today.
Yeah, through parts of the metro area, all the way down into the Salem area, you hit 100 degrees. And so there's a good chance we'd be looking at that kind of heat heading into tomorrow, potentially into Tuesday. But to answer your question, that weather impact alert will be up for tomorrow and Tuesday. So 2 more days of the heat. You can see that heat advisory will be throughout Southwest Washington and near the coast until late Tuesday night. Meanwhile, that dark red color you see is an extreme heat warning that will be in place now until late Tuesday night as well. Downtown Portland, a little after 11 o'clock, we're seeing a temperature of 82 degrees with clear skies. We're not going to be cooling off much over the next couple of nights, with lows dropping down into the upper 60s. So if you're hoping to open up those windows to get a nice breeze going, it's really not going to happen much, because look, tomorrow morning, right around 9 a.m., you're going to be seeing temperatures in the mid 70s. By the early part of the afternoon, the low 90s, with daytime highs in the upper 90s to the low 100s. Now, the record tomorrow is 102 degrees. We'll get very close to that, but regardless, try to get your outdoor plans done earlier in the day. Currently across the city, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. East side of the state, yeah, look at that. Low 60s right now over in Burns. John Day, you're seeing a temperature of 73 degrees. So the high heat risk is a reason why we have the weather impact alert up for tomorrow and Tuesday. Very hot afternoons with very warm nights. Find a cool place to be the next couple of days. And as we look at the 3-day forecast, tomorrow I'm forecasting a high of 100 degrees. Come Tuesday, it's going to be pretty hot, and that relief comes Wednesday. So, John, right now we're looking at the extremes with the heat. Now, toward the end of the upcoming week, we could be looking at some extremes with the rainfall. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, we'll see you soon. Well, in response to the sweltering temperatures, local governments opened cooling shelters and extended hours at places to beat the heat. Take a look. With temperatures hovering around triple digits on Sunday, buildings around the area opened their doors to help people stay cool. One of those locations was the Ledding Library in Milwaukee.
We have hydration packs, we have some popsicles, water, just stuff to cool off with.
This was just one of several centers that opened in Clackamas County on Sunday. Centers in Happy Valley, Oregon City, West Lynn, and Wilsonville were also activated.
Come inside, take a break, cool off, hydrate, relax, get your sorts in order, and then go about your day.
Multnomah County did not open cooling centers on Sunday, but did extend hours at 3 local libraries.
Libraries were already open, but we extended hours in Central, in Albina, as well as Midland.
Chris Voss, Director of Emergency Management with Multnomah County, gave these tips for people to stay safe when temperatures reach dangerous levels.
If you could avoid the hottest part of the day, that would be great. Also, you definitely want to find shade where you can. Think of like loose fit clothing as well, and stay really hydrated, and I think that'll help people.
Voss says these tips are especially important with conditions expected to stay dangerous through Tuesday evening.
So this is really the start of this event, so we want people to think about what they're doing really for the next 2 days as well.
And our weather impact alert is currently expected to run through Tuesday. To get the latest updates on conditions in your area, download our free KGW News app. You can also watch us on your time through our streaming app, KGW Plus. And we're following breaking news tonight. Portland police brought a man into custody following a 2 hours long standoff. Now, this is a live look near Southeast 170th Avenue and Harrison Street. Still a heavy police presence, but roads are slowly opening back up. Now, this all started with a welfare check at a home in the area around 6:30 this evening. When officers arrived, they learned the suspect was likely armed and barricaded inside. A Portland police spokesperson confirms they used devices like flashbangs to try to breach the windows and doors.
We want to thank people living and working in this area. We understand that when we come in to operations like this, when we're bringing a lot of vehicles, we shut down streets. That's an inconvenience to people in this area, and we really appreciate everyone's patience.
Well, after about 2 hours of unsuccessful negotiation, the man gave himself up just before 9 tonight. He's been taken to the hospital. A gun has been recovered, but surrounding roads are still closed, but are slowly opening back up. We'll keep you updated with any developments. Portland police say a bicyclist on their way to the bridge pedal was seriously injured in a hit-and-run crash this morning. Now police have released this image, which they say is the truck involved shortly after hitting that cyclist. It happened on the Morrison Bridge in the westbound lane around 8:30. Those lanes of the bridge were open to all traffic at that time. The eastbound lanes on the Morrison Bridge were closed for the bridge pedal. Police say the driver left the scene and hasn't been found. As for the bicyclist, he is expected to survive. New tonight, a family of 4 is displaced after a building fire earlier today. It happened near Northwest Johnson Street and 20th Avenue. Crews arrived to find the fire on the 3rd floor deck of a single-family home and spreading to the 4th floor. Firefighters were able to keep the fire confined to the deck area. No one was hurt. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And in Forest Grove, multiple fire departments worked together to put out a brush fire today. It happened around 3:30 this afternoon at Northwest Harrington Road near the community of Roy. The fire burned about an acre of brush and trees before crews could contain it. Firefighters not only had to deal with today's heat, but downed power lines. And it was a welcome home this week to 2 search and rescue volunteers who spent more than 2 weeks in Texas. They're members of Columbia County's search and rescue program who helped in the search for victims following devastating flooding in the central part of the state, alongside with their canine partners. Well, today we were able to ask them about their experience.
It was devastating to see all the devastation with not only the buildings and against the people, but also just the landscape that was destroyed.
Oregon is not as humid or hot as Texas, so it was an acclimation period for them. That they had very little time to acclimate. We got boots on the ground running immediately when we got there.
Well, they add, while the program is under the sheriff's office, it's entirely volunteer-driven and donor-supported. Tonight, a touching tribute at the Thorns game. The family of Providence St. Vincent nurse practitioner Kenzie Michalski, who was killed last year in Europe, were welcomed to Providence Park to see Kenzie honored. The Portland native was a big soccer fan, and family and friends wanted to highlight her legacy the best way they could. Jake Holter has that story.
Just before the game started, the Thorns brought Kenzie's family out onto the field and gave them a personalized jersey with her name on it.
She absolutely loved Portland, and more than anything, she loved Portland soccer.
Kenzie Michalski's parents, Bill and Jill, waving a Thorns jersey with their daughter's name on it to cheering fans as she is honored at Sunday's game.
We were just completely blown away. It took a little bit of time to process an honor so great.
Kenzie was killed while traveling abroad in Hungary last year. The man police say is responsible confessed and is awaiting trial. Kenzie was a neurosurgery nurse practitioner at Providence St. Vincent Medical Center, where her mom Jill says she touched many lives.
She really could connect with people on so many different levels and make them feel comfortable at a time when you're in the hospital and it's a very scary time. So that was a huge gift that she had.
Her dad Bill tells us that the idea to honor her at a Thorns game came about from friends and coworkers of hers who felt she needed to be properly honored. And what better way than at a Portland Thorns game?
She would snap snippets when they'd score the goals and the smoke would go off. And for a tiny little girl, you could really hear her cheering that team on.
They say it was such a wonderful tribute to their daughter's life.
Kenzie would be so honored to be remembered this way, and to have the Thorns do this for her. It's just very moving, and we're just so happy and thankful and grateful to the people of Portland for that. Portland was her happy place. So
Jake Holter, KGW News.